Guys, it finally happened. I Sony made a masterpiece. Sony, the company with the little logo at the beginning, that garbage. The people that made the Emoji Movie, Smurfs: The Lost Village, the Hotel Transylvania trash, all that not garbage filth led to a masterpiece, gentlemen and ladies. It what? I don't. Okay, let's start from the beginning though, because before I just boggle in, as you guys could tell, this movie I adored. But let's get into the premise. So, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's about Miles Morales. It's just him growing up, and he stumbles, of course, like how Peter Parker did. He gets bitten by the radioactive spider, and he too becomes Spider-Man. But when a shift opens up and it has all the dimensions come together, all the Spider-Man from each dimension comes into his dimension, and he has to try to not only save them, but save his city before they all disappear and the city gets destroyed due to all these dimensions getting clobbered together. Now, this seems like an insane premise, and it is. And I hear it's based off the comic book series where all the Spider-Man come together and cross over and all. So I read the comics and stuff. I'm just going into the movie. And you have Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who like wrote and produced and stuff like that. It didn't say that they directed, interestingly enough, though. But you can tell, like, their talents are definitely here. These were the same guys that did the first Lego movie, which was fantastic. And they really needed a win after Solo, when they were fired by Kathleen Kennedy. Which, after seeing this film, though, I have a feeling that their product of Solo would have been much better than what we got. Now, don't get me wrong, that film was alright. But it could have been so much better if they stayed on, probably. I just don't even know where to begin with this film. We'll just start with the animation. That's the part that really shocked me. It was magnificent. Like, it was so unique and very different, but at the same time, it just worked for what the film was. And a lot of people were saying this is the best comic book film, and by that regard, it feels like it leapt off the pages. It really does. And there's little gags that you read like in a comic book, like when someone's thinking something, you know how it has it in like the yellow boxes in there? It does that here. When someone screams, ah, it does that there. It's hilarious. And that's another thing. This film is really funny. The writing is really sharp, really witty. The characters that are in it are great. And there's lots of great voice work here. Like Shameik Moore, who does Miles Morales in here, he does a fantastic job. Great work from him. Jake Johnson from that Tag movie, he's Peter Parker, the middle-aged one that's like I think he's in his 30s or something. I'm like, whoa, he was really great. Haley Steinfeld, who's amazing, by the way. If you haven't seen Edge of 17, watch it. She was terrific in that, like she is here. And she's also in this Bumblebee. This is like a great time for Haley Steinfeld. She's in because Bumblebee's also getting fantastic reviews. She's in like two what's said to be really great movies. This movie was fantastic, though. See this movie. And I really love the dynamics, like, between all the Spider-Man. It was really interesting, and Spider-Woman. It was really interesting to see them all bounce off each other. And, of course, Nicolas Cage. Wow. He's actually not in a shitty movie this time. I'm so happy for you, Nicolas Cage. Good job, buddy. But, yeah, there was lots of jaw-dropping moments in it. Like, there's some really dark moments in it I was not expecting. Like, there's lots of death from some characters, and I'm like, that's really violent for PG. What in the world? But yeah, it really goes there at points, and it really tugs at the heartstrings. And I thought how the story was, it was terrific. I thought, I'm just flabbergasted that this came out of Sony Animation. Like, this came out of Sony Animation. I don't think I've ever seen a good Sony film from them, like animation-wise. They've made some good live-action ones, but this is fantastic. I'm just blown away. The world is so very well done, and I really love some running gags throughout the films. Like when, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Just you'll understand what I'm talking about. There's a couple, and it works really well, and lots of the humor, especially from an animation standpoint, it's just funny. Like it's really funny, guys. I can't underestimate that. It was such a great time. I had such a blast, and I'm just so thrilled that we got a movie like this. It was so unexpectedly good. Like, I thought it would be all right. I mean, when they first announced it, it seemed interesting. I'm like, oh no, it's a Sony thing. It isn't gonna turn out that well and this and that. But wow, this really blew it out of the park. This was excellent. I would love to see sequels and spin-offs to this universe. I really do. I'm just so shocked. And the credits are great. The music choices in here, for the most part, were really good. There's really great character development with like Miles. Like this is definitely a Miles Morales origin story, but you have some help and support from all the other Spider-Man in it, and it was really great. Some parts I would say are a bit similar to Peter Parker's origin, but that's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be completely different. They twist some stuff a little bit differently, so for that respect, I give it credit for that. But I couldn't help notice that some parts were a bit similar. And I gotta say though, for Stan Lee now, obviously, like, it was so sad to see him go and all. And there were some films announced that he would have cameos in. This was one of them. This is probably the best Stan Lee cameo I think I've seen in any of the films. It was so sweet, and it just really just like what he did in the little cameo just really shaped who he was as a person. And especially that tag at the end, like the in memoriam for him and Steve Ditko, almost made me tear up. It was really powerful. I thought it was fantastic. Like, this was like a great tribute for Stan Lee, and I wish he would have been here to see it because it was just excellent. So that's basically all I could say when I think of for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Those are my thoughts on the film. But yes, guys, please give this film a watch. This is the best film of the year for me as of right now. And I know, what? Because I just, over Avengers Infinity War, but I'm sorry, I have to call it when I see it. This film really, it took my expectations, and it just flew. It just was great. I don't have any problems with this film. I generally don't. And the film is getting lots of great word of mouth. Like, it's one of the best reviewed films of the year. I like a 98 certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. The audiences are seeming to love it. It's getting awards buzz, like Oscar buzz. And I'm like, this film will it finally break the mold? Because it's not only a superhero film, which Oscars hate, it's an animated film, which the Oscars are biased against. So, wow. I mean, I really hope this film does well in that regard. And of course, please go support it. We need to see more films like this. And great job for Phil Lord, Chris Miller, everyone that worked on this film. I'm so glad that we got a film like this. It's a nice change of pace to everything being MCU related, which, you know me, I love. But I like to see something out of the box every once in a while. So this was great. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you want to check out my Twitter, it's Sawyer Sable, or at Sable Sawyer. And if you want to subscribe, that'd be really awesome. Hit the bell if you want to get notification on when I make videos, because there probably will be a couple more videos I'm making for the end of the year, because there's a lot of films coming out. And plus, with Christmas break, I'll have more time since I'll be Christmas break. And leave a comment so we can discuss how terrific this film was. And thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys again in another video. Bye.